Welcome, Commanders, to this final update video from me, Red Dead Smeg. As you can tell, my voice isn't what it used to be. Bloody winter bugs and all that. But I'm feeling fine for the most part. So, what a year it's been. Another strange one, to say the least. But some big milestone achievements have been met, which is always good. First and foremost, of course, is the Tiberium Essence finale, the Land and Nod, being released back in June or July, I think it was, which was met with quite positive feedback. So thank you for everybody who played or watched any of the videos about that. And then of course Interwar came out with various degrees of success. I feel like it went fine though. It was kind of served its purpose and nothing really more needs to be done with that. I know I said that I would do some ports to Unofficial Big Bang and to Chemical Warfare, and I still have plans for those, but because those mods are constantly updated, I'll need to find the correct time in order to release it so I don't have to keep coming back and forth and changing things. So what else has been happening? Well, as you can see from these last couple of videos, I've carried on my Cabal Year Zero campaign for Tiberium Essence. Initially I said I would retire from Tiberium Essence, but I found that I feel like I've got a lot more to do after stepping away from it. I don't know if you've ever been there where you do something for a hobby, you feel like that's it, I'm done. Then you have a small break and you realise actually I just needed a break and I need to come back. You know, we can all change our minds, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure I've said a lot of things like doing an Age of Empires 3 campaign, and that hasn't been done for various reasons. So, you know, take it with a pinch of salt, but I do try my best to keep to my promises. So, part 5 was just released not too long ago. I think it was last week, I believe. It's probably a lot harder than my previous ones for various reasons, but hopefully you'll be able to get through that quite easily. Well, not easily, but just however you can, I suppose. So part 6 is going to be quite big. If you notice the final message of part 5, you'll know what the next stage will be. I'm not going to spoil too much of it, but I will say is, if you've played the final Firestorm campaign missions for both GDI and Nod, imagine them together. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on the matter. You'll have to wait and see in the new year how that turns out. Hopefully I can live up to expectations. So once part 6 has come out, there'll be part 7, which will be the final mission for Year Zero. And I'm not going to spoil anything on that because, well, what's the point? I do like to keep some surprises. So once that's all complete, there's a few ideas coming around that have been going around in my head, should I say. First of all, I might be doing a Shockwave faction challenge again. If you remember, I did a USA one, which involved all 4 generals from the US branch or faction. I really enjoyed making that. It was really good going back to Shockwave and doing something for that. And I said before I wouldn't think about going to do China or GLA, but through circumstances in my life, I feel like I've got more time to explore that possibility and perhaps do that. So China will be coming out next, and GLA hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. Also, Carnius, for the Tiberium Essence developer, released some more pictures of the Cabal faction that should be coming out. Now, depending on when that drops, it might be next December, who knows. I'll be doing something with that. I've got a couple of ideas in my head, but they're very, very early, so I don't want to promise anything here because, knowing me, my plans will change. And then finally, my biggest project that is coming up will be the story of the Death Dealer. Now, fair warning, I will be spoiling who the Death Dealer is her character, who she was specifically, because that needs to be put into context so you understand the story I'm going to be telling next. So if you have not played or watched any videos about the Death Dealer and who she is, please end the video now, because it might be quite a while. So yeah, for those of you who have played or watched or don't care for spoilers, Sydney Mobius from Command & Conquer Renegade is the Death Dealer. So because of that big reveal back in Act 2 of Killian's Spirit, Mission 3 to be specific, obviously that story needed to be told. Now, the reason why I didn't do that in the main Tiberium Essence campaigns is because the story is too big to be compacted into one act for a few missions. It needed to be its own thing, and that's exactly what I'm going to do in 2022. And it's going to be obviously based around the Forgotten. You'll be playing as both Ghost Stalker and Death Dealer, and this will take place really early in Tiberian Sun's kind of years, that kind of thing. So the campaign itself will focus mostly on raiding and maybe some mercenary work. We'll see how that runs. And it'll tell the story about the relationship between the Ghost Stalker, well, not the Ghost Stalker, about Ghost Stalker, Death Dealer and Tratos. If you guys have played Tiberium Sun, you'll know who Tratos is. But very briefly, for those who don't, Tratos was like the undisputed leader of the Forgotten, who was able to translate the Tacitus along with Cabal. And so that's quite an interesting part of the Tiberium Sun lore that I want to explore further, and hopefully that'll be done when I do the Tiberium Sun campaign. So I noticed as well that my videos got sucked up into the YouTube algorithm, which was pretty cool. Got some new subscribers, so welcome to you all if you're coming back. The updates videos for part 4 and part 5 especially were impacted, which is really good, and that's given me more motivation to carry on with this. Mission Background will be starting up again in January, mid-January hopefully. Rude Awakening is the next part of the story, which will be explored, and then Act 2, and go from there. So I'd just like to say thank you to everyone for sticking with me and listening to this and playing my missions and enjoying them. Hopefully what I do as a hobby now, I'll be able to do as a profession soon. That's my goal. And I'm taking steps into attempting to do that. So yeah, I thought I'd give you that little update too. Nothing's confirmed yet, but just want to say how things are going right now. Anyway, apologies if my voice is too hoarse or rough, but that's the winter bug, isn't it? What can you do? Anyway, take care. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas, for those of you who are celebrating. And I will see you all in the new year. Battle Control terminated.